Electronic Superjoy is an indie platformer developed and published by Michael Todd. The game is basically centered around you getting your character through all these levels. Some evil groove wizard has stolen your butt and you need to get your butt back. It's a bit silly, but the game itself is incredibly difficult. It's got a really good music track to go along with it. I would probably compare it to like trance or something like that. I'm not very good with music genres. But yeah, the game is incredibly difficult. One of the things I really liked is the fact that you get a limited set of mechanics, but they still seem to make the levels engaging and fun with a really limited set of mechanics. And I'm talking like the ability to move, maybe smash the ground every now and then, and maybe double jump every now and then. You don't have the powers simultaneously, you sort of they swap out. You don't get to swap them out, they just get swapped out between levels. So it doesn't get too stale, because if you're doing a bunch of levels with this smash thing, you get to the next one and they go, do you know what, we're going to take that away, and now you've got double jump. Which I think is pretty cool, actually. I really like that. Because I haven't completed the game, I'd be interested to see if they add more, because I've only had 2 at the moment and I'm on World 2. I haven't completed it, so it'd be nice if we had maybe a 3rd or a 4th mechanic. But yeah, the mechanics work really well, and I really enjoy using them and seeing what sort of, like, there's a lot more of a challenge to than just like speedrunning. It's, you know, it's a lot of skill involved in, you know, with timing and jumping at the right time and smashing the certain things and stuff like that, so yeah. Levels are pretty cool, actually. Most of them are like black silhouettes done in pixels. One thing that sort of does annoy me a little bit is things that can kill you aren't necessarily apparent. There's a lot of things that sort of meld with the background. I remember jumping onto a ledge a couple of times and just dying, and I was like, I don't know why I'm dying, and it turns out there was these tiny little spikes. My character wasn't technically hitting them, but he was hitting the hitbox, which was killing him. So yeah, things like that are it's a bit annoying when you die, but in all fairness, you can expect to die quite a lot, so one death in the 50 or so for each level is not really that bad. If you're a good player, you probably won't die a lot. You'll probably die less than 10 each level. The levels are relatively short, but there's a lot of them. There's more than 45, so you're probably looking, if you're a good player, you're probably looking at getting about 2 hours out of this. If you're a really awful player like me, you'll probably never finish the game, because I haven't even, there's sort of 4 worlds and I haven't even finished the second world, and I'm already just finding some of the levels impossible to do. So yeah. Here's where the problem lies with that. If you make your game so hard and you marked it at £5.50, because it doesn't have the same difficulty curve as Super Meat Boy did, and because of that, people who buy the game who aren't very good at it, or you know, just need lots of practice and stuff, will get really frustrated with some of the levels, because the difficulty curve is ramped up a lot higher, and it means you're probably going to have less of a completion rate than something like Super Meat Boy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I mean, we can't really look at, if you're looking as a game developer to actually make money off it and stuff like that, it's not really good when a lot of your fan base is saying, oh, the difficulty curve was way too hard and I just put it down after 2 hours or something like that. Obviously you've got players who are going to be a bit more hardcore about it and they're really going to enjoy it, and it's probably a really good experience late game, but it's really frustrating when you die for the 50th time and you get this really annoying slow death animation every single time. If I had to suggest one thing to take out the game, it would be that really annoying death animation, because I just think it's really pointless. It's really annoying for people who aren't very good at the game at all. Also, as a little side note, you definitely should not get the game if you're prone to seizures or something, because some of the levels are, I mean, it was even sending my eyes funny. It's incredibly, I would definitely play it in a well-lit room, let's just say that. It's very stroby, very dancey, to go along with the music, obviously. Yeah, if you suffer from like, if you get headaches from like flashing lights and things like that, I would definitely not get this game, just because of that reason alone. Problem for me is that I don't know where the game stands. If you're a really good player, you can complete the game in about 2 hours, and the game is £5.50. Now, for me, that's not value for money. That's like the same. That's more expensive than it would cost me to go to the cinema. If you're a casual gamer, the difficulty ramp is so hard that you're actually probably not going to even finish the game. You're probably just going to put it down after 2 hours. So it really annoys me that the game, I don't really know where it stands in terms of who it's appealing to, and for that reason I would give it a thumbs in the middle. Because if it was 50% off, yeah, it's worth getting, because then you're getting your money's worth even if you don't finish the game. I don't know. I wouldn't get it at this price. If I'd have known now how difficult it was, I probably wouldn't have got it, and I'd have held off until it went on sale.